Hello, fair maiden, and welcome now to Tuesday. Well, overcast with a good chance of some brainstorms, maybe in a negative way for the Virgos. That's because the moon is in Scorpio, making you overly pensive, maybe overly chatty. Basically, what you're doing is processing emotions and intellect and bringing them together. Now, remember, you just spent 30 days focusing on your attitude, your mind games, and clearing out your thinking process. So this is kind of a test. Don't let your emotions go to the dark side of the moon and go negative. You want to emotionally invest in what you learned in the last 30 days about attitude. Show the universe that you learned something and put your heart behind the right thinking, the right attitude, and a prejudice-free mind. But adding a lot of extra gravity to today's situation, Uranus is ruling the day. As we all know, that means breakdown followed by breakthrough. It's always most intense when it happens in Chapter 1. We are in Chapter 1. Sun and Mercury are dead conjunct, which means our minds and our awareness are one right now. It's kind of hard to separate them. And with Uranus in this sector, this is not just a Sun in Sagittarius transit. This is the wrap-up of a 12-year Pluto transit. I'm thankfully not going to have to talk about Pluto and Sag ever again soon. But for you, it means really coming to the very core issue of survival. Virgos have been learning the lessons of survival for 12 years. Now, survival encompasses a lot. It encompasses your relationship to your mother. It encompasses, or your nurturing parent. Sometimes it's dad that nurtures us. It encompasses your relationship to where you live, how you live, what kind of ways you live. Do you eat? Do you sleep? Do you allow assholes to live with you? Pardon my French, but sometimes I've got to cuss. Those are all the questions. And really, there is a root problem here that I think will be the breakthrough for Virgos. That root problem may be that you've been assuming all along that you still live at home. Maybe you are operating still from the rules of the way you were raised. And maybe it's time for Virgo to reinvent those rules, to reinvent family. Maybe you have a hard time doing that because you have hang-ups and you feel like you owe or have obligation to the people that raised you or didn't raise you. Either way, it's time to get to the very core issue of why it is or isn't you take care of yourself, or why it is or isn't you don't have your own home and it's all sparkly. And that, I think, is the breakthrough for Virgos, the core issue of self-survival. All right, Virgo, that's all I got for Tuesday. I'll see you tomorrow for Lightcast Day. Live, love, be.